Hello and welcome back. This is Melody Lynn. We are ready to do part 2 of the Talos Principle. We've explored the temple a bit. We did door 1 and now we're ready to move on to door 2 where we have another garden.
Be our covenant. These worlds are yours and you are free to walk amongst them and subdue them. But the great tower, there you may not go, for in the day that you do, you shall surely die.
All right, so we have 3 sigils and a star and a computer terminal bleeping at us. Let's see what we need to do. Let's go to list, access com portal. Let's run the MLA troubleshooter and see what's going on. And we're working on... Well, let's check this first. Okay, we're going to troubleshoot. What password should we choose? QWERTY? How about God? Okay, then let's be direct. Let me in. Okay, we are going to try to create an admin account. Let's start. Certification program, yes. 2 plus 2 is 4. Oh, I'm going to say it's a content face. What describes a person? Let's say a human being. Well, of course we're going to give him half the water. We need some for ourselves, but we can share. And that's it. Okay. And again, I'm just going to bring these up. You can pause to read them. It's too much reading for me. Okay, if you find that you want to get back to those and read them at some point, there is a way to do that. Okay, we need those 3 sigils and a star. There's where 1 and 2 are that way. And then we have this on down here.
When I was a little girl, one of our teachers, Mrs. Higgins, told us to make a time capsule. Write letters to the future so one day we could remember what it was like to be children. I thought it was stupid, so I didn't do it, which I really regret. So, I guess I'm gonna make one now. Bury it in the archive instead of under a tree. I don't know if anybody will ever find it, but somehow it seems important to keep talking, to keep thinking, for as long as I can.
Now those little recordings, here we have a green Z sigil. We're going to do Hall of Windows. Those little recordings are just background to the game, why we're doing what we're doing. And they are interesting to listen to, so I'm going to be listening to all of them. We have a blocker that can block down there, and it can block in here. But then if we pick it up or we go through there, we're going to be trapped. We can't use it. As soon as we pick it up, that's blocked. So we're going to block it this way and kind of do a leapfrog thing. Now that it's open that way, we can get this on this side of the gate and block it. And then because I've done this before, I know we're going to block that one way down there. We can come through here, pick up our blocker, block that. And we have our green Z sigil, which we were told.
Good. You are learning, as is your purpose. But your choices must be your own. Therefore, I will not guide you, unless it is necessary.
So there we go. Excuse me. Oh, cough. So this gate was closed, as you saw at the beginning. Now it's open because we completed our task in this little area. And we still have 2 sigils and a star to go. Back around here, I almost missed it, is a star. So we've got to get through that barrier to get that star, which means we need a blocker out here in the garden somehow. Let's just move on to this puzzle for now, the green L. And this is the guards must be crazy. This can be a bit tricky. We can't fit through there till he moves aside. We have just enough room to run through here, get that blocker, and then get out of the way because he comes back. And we're not going to block him because that would just trap us here. So we're going to sneak past him again when we have enough room to. And we need this to block this guy. And I'm going to block him when he gets a little farther down. There we go. Grab this blocker. And trying to remember how this is done because we've got 2 barriers that way. We've got to block this guy. And I think I might have gotten him too far down. Yeah, I'm not so sure this is going to work the way we need it to work. But I'll just show you what happens. We're going to block that barrier because we need that guy on this side of the barricade so we can go get the other barricade and get through. And we need a blocker to get the other barricade. So now we've got room to get past him, but we still need to block things because we've got barricades. So we're going to block this barricade, but then, whoops, we need our second blocker to block this. We're trapped. And here he comes. But now you'll see what they'll do to you. Come right for you. And you go zipping back to the beginning.
The guardians of this land may harm you, but do not resent them, for they are my servants, and they challenge you only so that your faith might be strengthened.
Okay, we're going to start all over. We're going to do it right this time. I shouldn't have let that get so far down because it was too close. And I couldn't pick up the second blocker that I needed. I squeezed past there. So we're going to block him a little farther this way this time. And then we can grab this blocker, block him. Now that he's farther back, we'll have some time to grab both blockers that we're going to need for both barriers. As you can see, nothing is explained to you. You have to figure out the rules yourself. see, because we're going to have to grab the blocker that's blocking that death ball. Use it. We've got one blocker blocking that barrier. That blocker will block that barrier. And we're able to get the green L. And we've completed enough. We can leave if we want to, but there's a secret back here because we do have a star to get. And we have enough to go to building A, or we're in building A, but leave building A, get through the gate. We're going to keep that blocked so we can come through here and make sure that guy's not coming. That little gate's gone now, and we can come through here and get the keys. And we still have that blocking our way down there, so we're going to come around here and leave through the ladder right out of the area and into the main area. And then we're going to go clear across the garden here. Because if you have explored completely, you found this locked gate. But now we have keys to open the gate. And behind here is a blocker that we need to get that star. Block that barrier and get that star. So let's go get it. You can run in this game. You can jump, but it's very small jumps. Barrier blocked, and we have the star. And we still need one more sigil. So we're going to run over here. It's the yellow L. And this is suicide mission. We have an inactive death ray with wires going to a switch that turn it on, but if I turn it on, it's going to kill me. And we have a barrier to get through. So let's use the blocker. And block that. We can see beyond the barrier there's a little death ball that will get us if we just open the barrier. So we can't get through there at all. We're going to turn on the death ray, which we've blocked. We're going to unblock the death ray, open the barrier, and let the two bad guys fight each other. Kabloom! They are out of the way now. Both of them disabled. We can open the barrier and get our yellow L. That goes to that little light on a stand. Or it goes to the box, actually. We have the A flashing at us. They want us to open that A gate. Okay, now I'm running over here just to show you what fun things you can find if you explore, because in this little bunch of rocks is a bottle with a note that tells a silly little story about a frog. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can pause it to read it. Just one of those fun little things you can find if you explore enough. And quite a few of them have been found. You can always look it up and see what Easter eggs there are and extra things that you can find. But I suspect not all of them have been found. There are still some waiting to be found. But now that we know there is one bottle, perhaps there is another. So we're going to go exploring. Besides, the world is absolutely gorgeous. So it's not bad to explore. It's kind of relaxing. The music is relaxing. There's islands off over there. Unfortunately, we are not good at swimming. We can't get to them. And the game starts to freak out. If you pursued that farther, you would die, zip back to the beginning, and every single puzzle would be reset. But you wouldn't lose your sigils. You'd still have your sigils. Just all the puzzles would be reset. So you don't really die, you just get to start over again. Still checking the rocks. See if we have any more bottles. And we make our way around to the back area here. And I happen to know, if we come through here, there it is, another bottle with some silly jokes on them. Again, just another fun little, not necessary to the game, but fun little Easter egg to play around with. The lighting changes as you turn, so if you can't read it, just turn. I'm going to take this bottle over here just because if we come back, it'll still be here, but that's what it looks like. Just a note in a bottle that washed up ashore. And I hear a computer bleeping. A terminal that is right over there. A hidden terminal. So we're going to get it. A QR code that you can look up on your phone. It's a message from the shepherd. You could probably even pause this and use your phone to see what it says, because it doesn't tell us in this case, but it really does work on your phone and will give you a message. Okay, we'll move on to the terminal and see what it has to tell us. Okay, let's begin the part 2. No, I don't think so. Sure, why not? Nope. On the other hand, no. Yeah, quality of life. Yeah, sure. Value is discovered. I think value is intrinsic, so we're going to disagree. Yeah, sure, why not? Liberty ought to be maximized. I think it should be, so yeah. Value is created. Nope, I think we have value. Again, intrinsically. We're done with that. more reading. A lot of it's been corrupted. Okay, done with that terminal. Now, what else is there to explore? We do have more coastline. Could be another bottle that washed up ashore, although I only know of the two. And I haven't found another. So we're just going to quickly run through some of these, because you never know. But it's not looking like we have any more messages, so let's run over here. A few more rocks to look at. I think the graphics in this game are amazing. Very beautiful. Okay, we're going to run over here. Figure out where I am. And if we go up here and look at our status board, we see we've done everything in this section. We've gotten all the sigils, the star. We've gotten them all. And that finishes door number 2. We're ready to move on. Either open the gate and leave building A, or move on to door number 3. You don't have to do them in order. I do them in order just because that's the way my mind works. So, since we can, let's do it. Let's open the gate and see what's outside of this building. Again, we gotta fit all the sigils in here. They start out easy, they get much, much harder as we go along. Headless statues on either side. I don't know what's up with the headless statues. We're below ground. Let's go up to 0.
You have proven yourself worthy, child, and this gate shall be forever open to you. Seek now the other worlds I have given you, that you may attain even greater mastery and bring glory to your kind. But remember, you must not ascend the great tower, for it shall bring death and the end of your generations.
Sounds very ominous. Do not ascend the great tower. You hear that computer bleep button? There it is right there. But let's look, that is probably the tower. Let's do this before we go there. Okay. We have some things to read that you can read at your leisure. Okay, good enough. Let's leave this place. And there is the tower that we are to avoid at all costs. Or so he says. We'll just see about that. There's building C, loaded with puzzles for us to figure out, and building B, we came from building A. This game is massive. There is a lot to it. We have a QR code. I'm afraid of that tower. There's something terrible inside it. Never think about it. Don't even look at it. Just focus on doing the work. And that's from Seer. This must be the tower we were warned about. Seems the upper levels are locked tight. Elohim is taking no chances. Okay. See what's around the sides here. That thing is a huge tower. And then we have 2 QR codes here. From the shepherd, you can go ahead and read that. And then from at V1.7 point whatever. And then if we go up here, there's what looks like an elevator. And there's open doors with QR codes. The voice keeps speaking to me. I can't get it out of my head. It's wrong. It's all wrong. And then Samsara, we met her already, is giving us a little warning. Nothing good comes from climbing that tower. And then Dog, who is very critical. They're blatantly lying. No one's been up there. Look at that vista. Gorgeous. There's a building back there. Oh, and there's a wooden blocked space here to get to with a little spinny thing behind it. And then there's that building. Let's go hop the wall and see what's going on back there. And here we have a star behind a barrier with a little power thing next to it. And another view of the tower. Okay, well, we were warned not to, but who listens to warnings? Let's go try out that elevator. We're at 0, let's go to 1.
Cannot detect location of primary subject. Query. Query. Query.
Okay, floor 1. What have we got? One of those recordings with a sphinx.
Is there anything that we associate more closely with intelligence than curiosity? Every intelligent species on Earth is attracted by the unknown. Our mythologies are full of riddles and mysteries and divine knowledge. Even the word apocalypse means revelation. It seems like our ancestors always imagined that even at the very end, we would solve one last mystery.
And that door opens with red sigils, which are the hardest to get. And we don't have yet. We can't get to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. None of those are available, so let's go back. Because we have room 3 behind door 3, full of puzzles awaiting us.
Where have you been, child? Remember, the great tower is not for you. Do not give up the hope of eternal life for the hollow promises of curiosity.
You know, as much as he insists we should not do that tower, it makes you want to do the tower. But we're going back to building A because we have a lot to finish here. So let's go back down and head for door 3, which we will complete in the next video. I think what I'm going to do is a doorway per video, unless the doorway is really short and I get through it really quick, and then we'll maybe combine 2 doorways. So this will be a rather long series. There's just a lot to do. We finished 2. So door 3, which shows you outside of it what we have left to do. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next installment of the Talos Principle. This has been Melody Lynn. See you next time.